NG5 here. I know I need to update that logo I've got. If you're watching this on YouTube, I basically tried to get it to where I could start streaming normally on YouTube, but there's like this new package or whatever. I'm honestly not gonna go through with all that kind of stuff. It's annoying as all hell. Um, so yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just trying this out. I'm back on StreamYard. This is where I am doing my stuff. Um, Basically, what I'm going to be doing, and if you read the description, I'm basically going to be doing a complete narration of Wilbert Awdry's books. Now, basically, what that means is I've got the Thomas the Tank Engine complete collection right in front of me. And sorry if the audio is a little choppy. I'm actually gonna turn it off. There we go. I really just want to listen to the Thomas and Friends stuff going on right now. So I know I'm rambling a little bit. I wanted to get this kind of intro out of the way. This is something I really wanted to do. So bear with me. I'm just sending the link to a few people I know. So okay, there we go. Now that that's all settled, I need to listen to basically the music in order to get into the thing here. I'm going to be reading the first book, and then after that, I'll give a couple last minute words and all that stuff. So, yeah. So I'm just going to pull it up. You won't be able to hear it on your end, but I'm going to hear it on my end, obviously. So, all right. I know there's only one person watching, but that one person, let other people know what's going on. So, let's get started. So this is Railway Series number 1, The Three Railway Engines by Reverend W. Awdry. Edward's Day Out. Once upon a time, there was a little engine called Edward. He lived in a shed with 5 other engines. They were all bigger than Edward and boasted about it. The driver won't choose you again, they said. He wants big, strong engines like us. Edward had not been out for a long time. He began to feel sad. Just then, the driver and fireman came along to start work. The driver looked at Edward. "Why are you sad?" he asked. "Would you like to come out today?" "Yes, please," said Edward. So the fireman lit his fire and made a nice lot of steam. Then the driver pulled the lever and Edward pumped away. "Beep, beep," he whistled. "Look at me now." The others were very cross at being left behind. Away went Edward to get some coaches. "Be careful, Edward," said the coaches. "Don't bump and bang us like the other engines do." So Edward came up to the coaches, very, very gently, and the shunter fastened the cover. "Thank you, Edward," said the coaches. "That was kind. We're glad you're taking us today." Then they went to the station where the people were waiting. "Beep, beep," whistled Edward. "Get in quickly, please." So the people got in quickly, and Edward waited happily for the guard to blow his whistle and wave his green flag. He waited and waited, but there was no whistle, no green flag. "Beep, beep, beep, beep. Where is that guard?" Edward was getting anxious. The driver and fireman asked the station master, "Have you seen the guard?" "No," they said. They asked the porter, "Have you seen the guard?" "Yes, but last night," he said. Just then a little boy said, "Here he comes." And there the guard was, running down the hill with his flags in one hand and a sandwich in the other. He ran to the platform, blew his whistle, and jumped into his van. Edward puffed on. He did have a happy day. All the children ran to wave as he went past, and he met old friends at all the stations. He worked so hard that the driver promised to take him out again next day. "I'm going out again tomorrow," he told the other engines that night in the shed. "What do you think of that?" But they didn't hear what he thought, for he was so tired and happy that he fell asleep at once. Edward and Gordon. One of the engines in Edward's shed was called Gordon. He was very big and very proud. "You watch me this afternoon, little Edward," he boasted, "as I rush through the express. That will be a splendid sight for you." Just then his driver pulled the lever. Goodbye, little Edward, said Gordon as he puffed away. Look out for me this afternoon. Edward went off too to do some shunting. Edward liked shunting. It was fun playing with the freight cars. He'd come up quietly and give them a pull. Whoa, 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 whoa! Screamed the trucks. Whatever's happening? Then he would stop and the silly trucks would go bump into each other. Wow, wow, wow! He cried again. Edward pushed them until they were running nicely. When they weren't expecting it, he would stop. One of them would be sure to run onto another line. Edward played until there were no more cars. Then he stopped to rest. Presently, he heard a whistle. Gordon came puffing along very slowly and very crossly. Instead of nice shining coaches, he was pulling a lot of very dirty coal cars. A goods train, a goods train, a goods train, he grumbled. The shame of it, the shame of it, oh, the shame of it. He went slowly through with the cars clattering and banging behind him. Edward laughed and went to find some more cars. Soon afterwards, a porter came and spoke to his driver. Gordon can't get up the hill. Will you take Edward and push him, please? They found Gordon halfway up the hill and very cross. The driver and fireman were talking to him severely. You won't try, they told him. I can't do it, said Gordon. The noisy trucks hold an engine back so. And they were coaches now, clean, sensible things that go quietly. That would be different. The woods driver came. We've come to push, he said. No use at all, said Gordon. You wait and see, said Edward's driver. He brought the train back to the bottom of the hill. Edward came up behind the brake van to push. Beep, beep. I'm ready, said Edward. Boop, boop. No good, said Gordon. The guard blew his whistle, pulled and pushed as hard as they could. I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, puffed Gordon. I will do it, I will do it, I will do it, puffed Edward. I can't do it, I will do it, I can't do it, I will do it, I can't do it, I will do it, they puffed together. Edward pushed and puffed and pushed as hard as he ever could. Almost before he realized it, Gordon found himself at the top of the hill. I've done it! I've done it! I've done it! He said proudly, and forgot all about Edward pushing behind. He didn't even wait to say thank you, but ran off so fast that he passed 2 stations before his driver could make him stop. Edward had pushed so hard that when he got to the top, he was out of breath. Gordon ran on so fast that Edward was left behind. The guard waved and waved, but Edward couldn't catch up. He ran on to the next station. There, the driver and fireman said they were very pleased with him. The fireman gave him a nice long drink of water, and the driver said, I'll get on my paint tomorrow. Give you a beautiful new coat of blue with red stripes. Then you'll be the smartest engine in the shed. A sad story of Henry. Once, an engine attached to a balloon was afraid of a few drops of rain. It went into a tunnel and squeaked through its funnel and never came out again. The engine's name was Henry. His driver and fireman argued with him, but he would not move. The rain will spoil my lovely green paint and red stripes, he said. The guard blew his whistle till he had no more breath and waved his flag till his arms ached. But Henry still stayed in the tunnel and blew steam at him. I'm not going to spoil my lovely green paint and red stripes for you, he said rudely. The passengers came and argued too, but Henry wouldn't move. The track director, who was on the train, told the guard to get a rope. We will pull you out, he said, but Henry only blew his steam at him and made him wet. They hooked the rope on and all pulled, except the track director. My doctor has forbidden me to pull, he said. They pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled, but Henry stayed in the tunnel. Then they tried pushing from the other end. The track director said, 1, 2, 3, push, but didn't help. My doctor has forbidden me to push, he said. They pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, but Henry still stayed in the tunnel. At last, another train came. The guard waved his red flag and stopped it. The 2 engine drivers, the 2 firemen, 2 guards went hard rain again soon, said Henry. They will red stripes then. So they brought the other engine up and it pushed and puffed and puffed and pushed as hard as it ever could. But Henry stayed in the tunnel. They took out the old rails built a wall in front of them, and cut a new tunnel. Now Henry can't get out, and he watches the trains rushing through the new tunnel. He's very sad because no one will ever see his lovely green paint with red stripes again. But I think he deserved it. Don't you? Edward, Gordon, and Henry. Edward and Gordon often went through the tunnel where Henry was shut up. Edward would say, beep beep, hello. And Gordon would say, boop boop, heard you right. Or Henry had no steam to answer. His fire had gone out. Soot and dirt from the tunnel roof had spoiled his lovely green paint with red stripes. He was cold and unhappy, and wanted to come out and pull trains too. Gordon always pulled the express. He was proud of being the only engine strong enough to do it. There were many heavy coaches full of important people like the fat director who had punished him. Gordon was seeing how fast he could go. Hurry, 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 he panted. Trickety truck, said the coaches. Gordon could see Henry's tunnel in front. In a minute, he thought, I'll poop, poop, poop at Henry, and rush through and out of the open again. Closer and closer he came. He was almost there when a crack. Whoosh! He was in a cloud of steam and going slower and slower. The driver stopped the train. What's happened to me? Asked Gordon. I feel so weak. You've burst your safety valve, said the driver. You can't pull the train anymore. Oh dear, said Gordon. We were going so nicely, too. Look at Henry laughing at me. Gordon made a face at him and threw smoke at him. Everyone got out and came to see Gordon. Said the fat director. I never liked these big engines. Always going wrong. Send for another engine at once. While the guard went to find one, they uncoupled Gordon and ran him on the siding out of the way. The only engine left in the shed was Edward. I'll come and try, he said. Gordon saw him coming. That's no use, he said. Edward can't pull the train. Edward puffed and pulled and puffed, but couldn't move the heavy coaches. I told you so, said Gordon rudely. Why not let Henry try? Yes, said the fat director. I will. Will you help pull this train, Henry? He asked. Oh, yes, please, said Henry at once. So Gordon's driving fireman lit his fire. The plate layers broke down the lawn and put back the rails. And when he had steam up, Henry puffed out. He was dirty, and his boiler was black. He was covered in cobwebs. Oh, I'm stiff. Oh, I'm so stiff, he groaned. You'd better have a run to ease your joints and find a sound table, said the fat director kindly. Henry came back feeling better and put him in the front. Beep, beep, said Edward. I'm ready. Beep, beep, said Henry. So am I. Pull hard, puffed Edward. We'll do it, puffed Henry. Pull hard, we'll do it, pull hard, we'll do it, they puffed together. The heavy coaches jerked and began to move, slowly at first, then faster and faster. We've done it together, said Edward and Henry. You've done it, hooray, sang the coaches. All the passengers were excited. The fat director leaned out of the window to wave to Edward and Henry, but the train was going so fast as Hap flew off into a field where a goat ate it for his tea. They never stopped till they came to the big station at the end of the line. The passengers all got out and said thank you, and the fat director promised Henry a new coat of paint. Would you like blue and red? Yes, please, said Henry. Then I'll be like Edward. Edward and Henry went home quietly, and on their way they helped Gordon back to the shed. All three engines are now great friends. Wasn't Henry pleased when he had his new coat? He's very proud of it, as all good engines are, but he doesn't mind the rain now, because he knows that the best way to keep his paint nice is not to run the tunnels, but to ask his driver to rub him down when the day's work is over. And that, ladies and germs, was the entirety of the first book. Now, I know I goofed a couple times while I was reading this, but hey, I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. If you wonder why I stalled a tiny bit towards the end, basically I was trying to I was trying to do Gordon like in a kind of a gruff voice, kind of like a little blend of season 5 Alec Baldwin with Michael Brandon, but I was trying so hard not to cough, because if I coughed, then it would just be like, I mean, it could play a little bit into it, but yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. I didn't want to make Henry sound like a New Yorker, so I kind of backed off that New York accent. but at the same time, I've wanted to do this for a while, and this is something I can do. I'm really looking forward to doing this for you guys. Anytime I get a chance to record this kind of stuff via StreamYard, then yeah, I'll keep going with the books. There's quite a few in here. And the next one, well, it's everyone's favorite little blue puffball, Thomas the Tank Engine. And I'll just read this little note here that Reverend Awdry wrote at the intro of this book. From Thomas, so this is the Railway Series number 2, Thomas the Tank Engine by the Reverend W. Awdry. And I'm just reading it word for word here. Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them because you helped me to make them. Now, to me, that's a very wholesome message from father to son. And it's hard to believe how much of an impact Thomas has had ever since these books came out. If I go to the front of the book, let's see. The first one came out in 1945, folks. 1945. Here we are, almost 80 years later, and I will go on a limb here real quick and say that the Unlucky Tug is kind of right. Each of these versions of Thomas the Tank Engine, I honestly think is its own canon. You can have the Railway series be its own canon, which is all the books. You can have the model series, even with that model CGI hybrid, be its own series. CGI is its own series. And yes, even this new reboot that we're trying to get used to is its own series. So they're all 4 separate canons, I think. But again, I'm reading from Thomas the Tank Engine, the complete collection by the Reverend W. Awdry. So next, it'll be a little erratic, ERRATIC, erratic. I had to say it that way because some people will be like, wait, what'd you say? But you know what I meant to say. The next book is going to be, like I said a minute ago, Railway Series, there's a tongue twister, number 2, Thomas the Tank Engine. If you don't mind putting a comment down after this live stream is over, of if anyone wants to guest narrate, but you have to know me first. I'm not going to let just any random average Joe come in. If anyone wants to guest narrate, let me know, and I'll try to slot you in. This is all just for fun, and hope you liked my narration. I'm going to try to improve on some of the characters. I'm going to do a little spoiler for you. I am going to make Thomas like Miss Oliver and Blossom Thomas, something like this, like Homesaw wanna, because for me, this was the best Thomas voice ever. So I'm going to make Thomas sound like that. So just bear in mind, that's what I'm going to do. So Thomas is going to sound like that. I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a lot of fun. I might even do the second book as soon as I finish this one. I'm going to think on it, and if you guys want me to do the next one, I'll do it. If not, I'll do it another day. Anywho, I'm NG5. I'm looking forward to doing this series of books of narrating for you guys. Y'all take it easy.